Hi, I'm Clint Engel with Furniture Today. We're here at Nationwide's Primetime Show in Dallas. And I'm here with Seth Weisblatt of Sam's Furniture and Appliance in Fort Worth, Texas. And first, you've been a member of Nationwide for
a couple of years.
Okay. And can you just tell me about your business model?
Yeah, we do a hybrid model between a retail and a rent-to-own, lease-to-own model. So we help customers finance their purchases in-house, and we do it on a retail price point. So we have a nice mix of retail and lease-to-own.
Okay, and if they can't reach, if they don't get approved for one form of financing, they move to the rent-to-own side?
Really, our model is the rent-to-own. So we'll push them to our lease-to-own model first, and then if they qualify for the traditional financing, then we'll get them through that.
Is it one store, two stores?
We have 2 stores.
Okay, and they're both Dallas-Fort Worth market?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I know you're very digital. Before I even ask that, let me, with the rent-to-own model, what's it like for a 2-store retailer to have to compete with the Aaron's and the Rent-A-Centers of the world?
We enjoy customers who cross-shop. Our customers are a little bit different. We don't have a lot of overlap between the two. Our program is more affordable for the customer. We feature brand new products, and the experience at our store is a lot more what you would get at a retail store, not a traditional rent-to-own store. So we have a little bit higher end customer that needs help with their credit future.
Okay, so you don't have the return, the furniture doesn't come back, or if it does, it goes somewhere else?
We have a very low return rate. We call it a keep rate in the industry, and our keep rate's very high.
All right, well, another thing I wanted to ask you about is I know you've given several presentations now, buying groups and at the Home Furnishings Industry Conference about getting more involved on the digital side and why it's important. I know you've done chat, I assume you're still doing it, and I know you're very integrated with Google, so can you explain the chat model for me for a second?
Sure, the live chat model is all about being where the customer's at whenever the customer has a question. My big focus at the store is enabling the customer to engage with us when the customer's comfortable and where they're comfortable to do so. And live chat helps us with that platform. It gives us a great tool to engage with the customer, interact with them, answer the question that they have right then and there. What's funny is a lot of customers will chat during their lunch hour. And when asking customers why, it's because their boss is sitting next to her in the cubicle next to them. They can't pick up the phone and say they're shopping for furniture, but they're more than happy to chat with us. So it's a really great medium.
Okay, so how important is the chat to your overall business? Can you track how much of it turns into sales?
Yeah, we've had a very good response to the online chat from customers shopping online, but then they come into the store afterwards, and we're able to track that customer's interaction from when they're shopping at home or in their office or whatever to being in the store.
Can they buy online?
We do have a shopping cart, but it sends us an email because we have a difficult transaction from if you're a cash customer or the lease-to-own customer. It's a different process. So we just want the customer to have the convenience of telling us what they want, and then we follow up with them in person.
And are you able to quickly determine if they're in your geographic region or?
Yeah, the chat feature is incredible. I can see what pages on the website you're on and where you're coming from, and I can get a lot of insight about who you are just by engaging in a chat with me. It's pretty neat.
I know they're getting involved in chat here. Are you, they're offering a chat service or getting ready to at Nationwide, but I assume you have a different
Great, yeah,
service?
we use LivePerson, and I can't recommend it enough. They're really forward and they have a lot of cool options.
And at the Home Furnishings Industry Conference earlier this year, you talked a lot about, let's see, let me remind myself what it's called. You said zero moment of truth.
Yes.
This is something I think Google uses a lot, but can you explain zero moment of truth?
Zero moment of truth is also the chat interface as well. It's when customers gathering information about the store they want to buy from, the products they're interested in, but it's before they go to the store and look at it on the shelf or in the store in the showroom. It's the gathering the information point. That's called the zero moment of truth.
Okay, and there were some. What are the old traditional form was?
Right. You have the stimulus, like an ad. They go to the store, they see the product, and then they think about it, review it, or process it. Now you're doing all that stuff before you go to the store, and that's that impulse to the zero moment.
Okay. And so that, again, that's why you have to have that's why you have to think about chat. That's why you have to think about a good mobile strategy.
Yeah, the customer's all over the place today. So how are you going to engage with them where they are? You know, a lot of what I talked about at that conference as well is the mobile strategy, and retailers really need to be focused on mobile. 40% of our web traffic today comes off of a mobile device. So how are we going to stay ahead of the changing devices, the changing screen sizes, the mobility of the customer to be wherever in the world and be able to search for our products and solutions and in a way that they're comfortable with that fits the device they're using. It's a big opportunity for us.
And is there do you have a solution? I mean, or is it constantly changing?
It's constantly changing. You know, every time I saw the note today, Google or Apple's coming out with their new iPhone in a month, and Google's got a new phone out every week, it seems like, and everyone's a different screen size, and the Google phones use flash and the Apple phones don't, and they, you know, you just have to be on top of the changing dynamic and the changing customer.
I think a lot of consumers are worried about the showrooming with mobile, but you're saying that you have to embrace mobile. How do you reconcile that? What should they do instead of worrying about it?
Yeah, I mean, when I see a customer pull their phone out in the showroom, I go up to them and say, what can I get you? What information are you looking for? I'll print you out whatever you want so you don't have to look it on your phone. I don't encourage showrooming, but I encourage people to be comfortable in our store. And if they need to look online to verify pricing or reviews or information, that's their process to determine if they're going to buy from me or not. And that's important for me to let the customer know I welcome them to be comfortable, that they can trust me as a supplier for their needs.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much, Seth. I
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Clint.